Good afternoon. I'm Tom Farr, president of the Religious Freedom Institute here in Washington, D.C. Welcome to RFI, and welcome to the launch of a critically important new Religious Freedom Institute in the United States, the National Committee for Religious Freedom. Let me begin with the bottom line. This committee will defend, in the contentious arena of American electoral politics, the religious freedom of every American and every religious community. The National Committee for Religious Freedom is the brainchild of Ambassador Sam Brownback, former Senator and Governor of Kansas and former U.S. Ambassador at Large for International Religious Freedom. I welcome the fact that such an effective ambassador for religious freedom beyond our shores has turned his considerable talents to fight for this precious right here at home. If religious freedom is diminished and damaged in America, our beloved country will be grievously harmed, but so too will the rest of the world. Our nation has built a system of religious freedom that, while never perfect, is unparalleled in the history of mankind. It stands as a guiding light to a world sorely in need of religious freedom. In short, America needs religious freedom, but religious freedom needs America. In guaranteeing the right of religious free exercise, in the First Amendment, our American founders were protecting an inalienable human right, one given to each of us by God, not by government. The duty of government, the American founders declared, is to protect religious freedom for all of us. They believed that all of America's religions would help mold the public virtue and public morality so important to their revolutionary experiment in limited government. They knew that if government assumed the authority to define and impose public virtue and morality, that is, to coerce the consciences of their citizens, the results for all of us would be catastrophic. Their system of religious free exercise, free from government interference, has produced over time the most compassionate, dynamic civil society in history, yielding tens of thousands of religious hospitals and schools, services for the poor and homeless, care for orphaned and abandoned children, and hope for the desperate, including men and women incarcerated in prisons. Unfortunately, this precious right and all the benefits it has provided to the American common good is under assault. It's being attacked by cultural and political elites who demand that religion be removed from our public life and who defame as bigots and haters those with whom they disagree on matters of religion and public policy and public morality. They are using the power of the law to drive morally orthodox people of faith and their institutions out of American public life. But America's religious citizens aren't haters, they're lovers. They love God, they love their neighbor, and they love this country. Like all others in America, they deserve a voice. The National Committee for Religious Freedom will preserve and protect that voice, along with the voices of all America's great religious communities. If all Americans have religious freedom, we will be better as a nation and as a people. Let me now turn to Ambassador Sam Brownback, who's brought us here to this day. Mr. Ambassador.
Thank you, Tom. Religious freedom was at the heart of America's founding. Pilgrims making an impossible trip across a vast ocean to settle in a new land, not looking for economic opportunities, but for a place for their souls to freely pursue God, without government or societal persecution or condemnation. Others would follow with different faith perspectives to make America a welcoming place for everyone. Our founders decided the proper role for the government and religion was to not interfere, to protect everybody's right to practice their own faith as they saw fit. Religious freedom was seen as a divinely given right to be protected by the government, as enshrined in our First Amendment. Out of this remarkable insight, our nation prospered and our diversity became a strength, as all were welcome to pursue the formation of their most intimate being as they desired, and they could do so in community, in solitude, in public, or not at all. Now, we have practiced this imperfectly over the years, but the objective has always been clear. Religious freedom for everybody, everywhere, all the time. In this land blessed with religious freedom, our incredible human dignity of each and every soul could now be freed to be its most intimate self without fear. Whether you were a Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Hindu, or any other faith, you had the right to practice your faith in accordance with your conscience. Out of this guaranteed freedom, society flourished. The faithful built schools and hospitals. Great social movements were advanced to feed the poor, provide clean water in destitute places around the world, and combat crimes like slavery and human trafficking. The objective of loving your neighbor in tangible ways was often done by people doing this as part of a religious community, motivated by their faith. Sadly, as has been already noted, the human right of religious freedom is under attack. Now, I've spent much of my professional career working on issues of international religious freedom. But now, I've grown increasingly concerned with declining religious freedom here at home. America is the cornerstone nation for this foundational human right. Any loss of religious freedom here has an exponential effect overseas. This last weekend's attack on a Jewish synagogue in Texas reminds us yet again of this precious right and of growing anti-Semitism here and around the world. I saw an attack on a synagogue in my state while I was governor. We need to publicly and clearly support and protect religious people and their institutions. Their visible presence is a testament to our honoring of them and of what they mean for the kind of nation and community that we want to be. Now, freedom always requires people to stand up and to defend it. Today, we announce a group willing to defend this central freedom, that right to peacefully search for the transcendent, the divine, the eternal, the quest to find God and to follow Him as your soul requires of you. There can be no higher human calling, nor one that requires more freedom from governmental or societal interference. This is a noble cause that we all should celebrate and encourage. We will organize nationally and in each of the 50 states. We will conduct educational campaigns about the necessity and the beauty of this sacred human right. We will assess candidates' positions on religious freedom through candidate questionnaires and distribute voter guides to inform the public where the candidates stand on particular issues affecting religious freedom. We will also ask candidates to sign a pledge to support religious freedom. Now, we are a diverse group of various faiths who certainly don't agree on theology, but we've come together to protect each other's right to peacefully practice their faith as their conscience dictates and as they are guaranteed under the First Amendment to the Constitution, which states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. These 16 words have let this nation, the most diverse on earth, live together and flourish because these words have protected religious practices from governmental interference and have been honored by our people. We are a stronger nation because of our religious freedom, diversity, and respect for religious people. We will remain strong as this great freedom is cherished and practiced. Thank you.